Now, I submit to you that there is something to be learned here. How did we survive this mess? What is Dr. Naeem Akbar doing standing here? A little old black boy out of Tallahassee, Florida, whose grandmama was a baby, who somehow was never intended to be an American, who never was intended to be literate, who 100 years ago would have been convicted for doing something illegal by reading or even writing the books that he now writes. What is it that made us who we, what made a Ben Carson? What is it that made a Mary McLeod Bethune? What is it that inspired a Barbara Jordan? What is it that made us do in spite of everything? What is the source of this energy that has been infused in us that made us stand up in human dignity when we had no right to do so? We submit to you, the world has a lot to learn from us. And if you will simply stop and come out of your arrogance for a minute, there's a tremendous lesson to be learned. Very quickly, how do you do it? Number one, relevant information. Black folks need to know who they are. Simple as that. We need to know about our Columbuses, our Socrateses, our Plato, not to exclude the European experience of that, but just tell the whole story. Let's understand it. What Plato and Socrates in fact emulated were the theories and ideas that had already been established by black philosophers in the Nile Valley for thousands of years, long before Plato and Aristotle ever got there. But they set it for long restaurant. They set the concept and understood the concept of the unmoved movement, the world of forms, the world of ideals, understood the concept of ideals, mentation, and cognition brought together in certain ways to effect the physiological development. And Hippocrates was in fact a physician who was a great physician that he learned from the teachings of Imhotep, a black bald man who taught him how to use holistic medicine, the ethics of healing, long before there was an Hippocrates. And Herodotus actually recorded the historical documents that he found that were written by African people in the Nile Valley. Where is the Nile Valley? The Nile Valley is in Africa. Who lives in Africa? Africans. What color Africans? Black, thick nose, thick lips. We do not deny that there was a Greek pantheon, but we submit to you that the Greek pantheon was a replica of Luxor and Karnak. The temples that were there, that were built of the same form. The Ionic and the Corinth columns were simply replications of the lotus and the papyrus temples that were built in the Nile Valley. We do not deny that there was a concept of monotheism that was developed by the Europeans, that was developed by the people who called themselves the Hebrews. We also let you understand that Akhenaton understood the oneness of God thousands of years before Moses ever knew there was a oneness of God. Long before there was the 10 Commandments, there was a 42 negative confessions written by the hands of black people on the tombs of their black dead for thousands of years before anyone understood the need for ethics in order to be able to influence human events and human affairs. Long before there was a women's live movement, Queen Hatshepsut, a black woman, ruled the world all by herself. And somehow she was able to somehow bring to the world an understanding of concepts of human rule and human capability by remaining a woman while still being able to operate within the leadership arena and being able to do it in partnership with the man. We need to understand that the Dogon people understood the moving of the heavenly bodies, were able to read the Sirian star system long before Copernicus ever got a telescope to begin to understand anything that was going out there. The Dogon had already understood the seasons, the movements of seasons, the concept of time, the regularity of the heavenly bodies. They were able to build their houses and build their cosmology around the movement of the heavens. They were able to dance and sing and to drum in replication of the kinds of rhythms of the universe itself.